Hey everyone, how are you doing? Kadena here, and I hope you are doing fabulous. It is Sunday, and I am, just kind of regrouping and looking at my calendar for the upcoming week, which I like to do on Sundays, so I'm kind of prepared. And I just wanted to talk to you about a couple things. I just dropped my daughter off at college, and so about 5 hours away. So that was exciting, jam-packed. Ended up having a date night with my hubby last night after we finally got the final items to her dorm. And then we went off for some pizza and drinks and just hung out. It was really cute and spent the night out there and then came back this morning, actually left at 9 so we could make it to see the game. And that was a disaster. So I thought, okay, I'm going to go to my office and do a few things because that was a really brutal game. But got me to thinking about this time of year and football and, oh my gosh, what's coming up because September's coming to a close. And so, your next 90 days, everyone's talking about this, and it's really funny that everybody's talking about this because I've been doing this for years, so I kind of feel like I'm not getting on the bandwagon. I started the bandwagon, so it's kind of hilarious. But anyway, so this time of year is super, super busy, so I always revisit my goals every September, October, because I'm really, really goal-oriented. I've been goal-oriented since I was a child. And if you guys know me, you know that everything that I have created for myself by myself. I certainly was not handed anything in life. So I have been really goal-oriented. I'm a lister. I write down my goals. I have many goal boards, one in front of me, one over there. I've got goal boards everywhere. If I knew how to change the camera around, I would, but I'm not that special. So I've got goal boards. I love to cut out pictures. I actually print pictures of the actual item that I want. And put it on my goal board. And so it's that time of year that you need to go to your list. And if you keep a calendar or you keep a journal or however you keep your goals that you write out in January, we all do it. We all either you make them mentally, you really should write them down. We all know about, Harvard study in the 50s. If you don't write it down, it doesn't happen. But write them down, get them out, and right now go through them. Reread your goals. Check off the ones that you've met. I hope you've met some. Look at the ones that are so out of this world that you're not going to meet them and move them to next year. Or be honest with yourself. Are you going to meet this goal? Give yourself a little bit of grace here. And then I really believe in that stretch goal. Like if you're trying to meet something and you're super close, by golly, you better put on the gas and you better go for it. So it's really funny that everyone's talking about the last 100 days or the 90-day challenge or the 100-day challenge. It's reality. Like the deal is that you can coast through the end of the year. It's going to be busy. I'm going to be honest with you. This is going to be a busy time of year. It always is every year. We're exhausted every year. We're exhausted. But you can either put on the gas or you can let off the gas. But I'll tell you, you put on the gas and you meet some of those goals, you are going to be so satisfied. The other thing you're going to do is set up success for the following year. And I've always been a big believer in this because the one thing, there's things that I obviously am not great at. There's things that I will never haven't quite figured. I don't know if it's mental block. I'm not a great dieter. I'm just not. I love food. So I've got my issues. You've got yours. Maybe you still smoke. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know what your issue is. Maybe you've been talking about starting a business for years and you just haven't done it. I don't know. I don't know what your issues are. But if you can look at those goals and still be proud of yourself for meeting most of them, and you're super, super close to a couple more, like put on the gas and try to get to them. So this year I'll be really vulnerable. I actually tried to buy a wedding venue and talked to the couple in April, in May, in June, put in an offer. We waited and waited and waited and waited to know if they accepted the offer. Then they told us they got somebody else. Then they came back after that other deal they accepted tanked for whatever reason and said, no, we really want you. Liars. I mean, your deal fell through. So anyway, so we put in another offer. They didn't like my terms. So then he came back to me and said, okay, fine. I accept your, and then I said, actually, you've waited for so long. I've changed my terms. And then he didn't like that. So it didn't go through. It was what it was. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to keep trying. It doesn't mean that I've given up complete hope, right? So now I have to just kind of rearrange and refocus my goals, right? But I've reached some other goals this year and I'm super, super proud of that. So look at that. Make sure you're stretching yourself. That was a huge stretch for me. And what happened is I talked to possibly having a partner with someone, and I realized that that wasn't the right partnership for me, but I still love that person and we're still friends. And it made me go, you can do this on your own. You need to see if you can do this on your own. So it was a huge deal for me. It was a really good stretch for me. I felt like all the right people are in my lives that love me, that want to support me. And my husband, don't get me wrong, he's actually standing right next to me through this whole process. He just, he's just my silent guy. He's my silent partner, honestly. So, and I'm grateful for that. But it was a big deal for me. So what I'm telling you is, if you haven't stretched yourself lately and you haven't looked at your goals since January 15th when you wrote them, you need to get them out and write and take a look. Take a look and see if you can do something better, do something more, make this happen. So that's the and of course, make sure they're tangible. If they're so out of this world, up with the moon and stars, that you're never going to reach them, like, you need a reality check, okay? You've got to be able to reach some of these goals. The reason is if you don't ever reach a goal, you're never going to continue to try. So you have to make them baby steps and tangible so you can continue to move forward. Otherwise, you're going to be playing stalemate and never move, okay? The next thing that I want to talk about is I'm super excited for fall. It was so great moving Riley into her dorm and unpacking her sweaters and her scarves and her boots, and she's all excited for fall and clothes, and me too. But, and I love the scarves and the boots and the sweaters too, but what I did do last week before I left was I got some mums and got them on my porch and swept my porch really, really well and cleaned it up super great. And it's so cute. And I'm so ready for pumpkins. So at one point she was like, I'll help you decorate. And I was like, no, you've got to move out. And then I've got to totally clean the house. Everyone says spring cleaning. I fall clean. Like, I do my deep fall cleaning. I do spring cleaning too, but you know what I mean? Like, because this is the busy time of year. So we've got to get all those nooks and crannies cleaned. I know that nobody's going to notice but me, but I notice. So I always do like deep, crazy cleaning. I'm trying to find a new carpet guy because I don't want to use my old carpet guy. So if anybody knows a carpet guy, let me know. Anyway, and time to get out the decorations for Thanksgiving and fall and all that good stuff. But the other thing that I want to say before I wrap this up is, because it is, and you're going into your busy season, and you're going to start decorating for fall and Thanksgiving and harvest and Halloween, whatever you believe in. I totally do Halloween, okay? It's the only time of year you get to eat any kind of candy at any time of day. So whatever. But what I want to say is if you have a lot of events like I do, And I know I'm always like, it's my busy season. Well, I have 2 seasons. So I've got wedding season, busy, busy, busy. But then I also have another hat that I wear that I don't know if a lot of you know this, but I also sell insurance. So I'm super busy September through December with insurance. But I still have events going on throughout this busy season too. So this is really busy as well, wearing 2 different hats at all times. So with that said, I also have a social life and I love to throw parties. And last year we held an open house on Christmas Eve and it was super simple. And we just let everybody know that they were welcome to drop in on Christmas Eve on their way home from like 4 to 10, because we just were going to be drinking and eating and wishing people merriments. And it was lovely. And I think we had about 10 people show up. And so it wasn't a huge thing, but we knew it was Christmas Eve and it was a work night. So we didn't really expect a ton of people. We just invited everyone, and whoever showed up, showed up. And it was fabulous, a lot of fun, but that takes planning, right? So if you're having a party or you have an annual ritual party, then you need to start thinking about it right now. And if you do Thanksgiving or Friendsgiving, you need to start thinking about it right now. So one of my girlfriends called me a couple weeks ago and said, okay, I'm going to do my Christmas party. It's December, whatever. And I quickly grabbed my phone and I'm like, oh, well, I need to get this, on the books ASAP, Rocky. And so I put hers already in my calendar. And then do the same thing for your friends. So if you have a couple girlfriends that you love their parties, you don't want to miss it, it is a highlight of your, social event, make sure you give them a buzz right now and say, hey, I just want to know, are you planning a party? When is your party? I want to get it on my books so I don't get overbooked. The thing is that you will get overbooked. And here's the other thing is that I have coached many people and let them know that it's okay to say no. I know it's difficult sometimes, but you may be overextending yourself. And I know that happens. I have a lot of clients who don't know what to do. They're almost paralyzed. Like, I have to go. I had this gal and she's like one of 8 and everybody has a freaking birthday and every month there's something and every week she's going to a party and somebody's birthday and somebody's gift and blah, blah, blah. And I said, this is crazy. Your family is too big for that. It's too much. So especially this time of year. So if you have, 8 siblings and everybody's got a party and then you've got friends and your husband has friends and blah, 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 like that's a lot. And you just want to throw your own party, but God forbid you do because you might step on the toes of someone else's party. So what I guided her to do was to get together and say, we have one birthday celebration a year. And it is the first Sunday of every month or the first Wednesday or the second Thursday. I don't care what day it is, but make it consistent so all the family members show up at whoever's house and it rotates and you make a list beforehand and this is how it goes. And it's probably whatever kid is in whatever month, that's whose ever house it's going to be at. Or you choose a spot. Our favorite restaurant, is whatever. I can't even think. Sources. And we go to Sources every, Thursday. Everybody meets at 7. Every, 5th or 4th Thursday of every month. End of story. And that's where we celebrate everybody's birthday in that month. Because I'm telling you, you're not a great friend if you're a rundown friend, right? And if you go to every event, that doesn't make you like the best person in the world, right? Especially if you're doing it out of obligation. So my tip is get your calendar out, call your best girlfriends and find out when they're having their party for whatever season, whether it's Halloween. I haven't been to a great Halloween party in a long time. For people my age, by the way. But I do remember a few years ago, you know, and I dressed up as, of course, nobody knew who I was because I'm old, but I was Audrey Hepburn in Breakfast at Tiffany's, and I had the bling and the bun, and this is, you know, going back a few years, so maybe 10 years ago, so I was a little bit younger. I wore a black long dress, I had the cape. It was great. I had the cigarette, like long cigarette holder. So much fun. The gloves. I had a blast. It was a great party. And then I have other friends that have, you know, but whether it's Halloween, Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving, many Christmas type social, whatever gatherings, I don't really care. Get it on your calendar. And then as other ones come in, you freely schedule. And you just look at it. Can I do that? Is that going to be too much for me? And it's okay to say no to some of them. It just is. It's okay as long as you RSVP a no, okay? So that's my tip. That's it.